Alright. I'm a little bit later than I wanted to be. It's like 8:20 now, and I was supposed to get us out here at 8:15, but I do have a good reason for being late, and I will tell you that reason in a minute. So we're in the village of Kruisdorp today. Oh, it's really nice. Super nice. And you're joining me on sort of like a spontaneous live virtual tour of this little village today. It's a little polder village between Steinberge and Willemstad. And it's one of those places where, honestly, if you weren't just generally crazy for Dutch culture and, you know, Dutch landscape, you just wouldn't come over here. But we're in Kruisdorp for two reasons. Number one, because it's really nice and really gezellig. Oh, church. And number two, because it's got some really interesting stories. So, welcome to the Hidden Holland Roadshow, my friends. That's a roadshow, not a roadshow, it's a road trip. And welcome to the village, the North Brabant village, I hasten to add, of Kruisdorp. Kruisdorp. If you're joining me, put in a comment now. Tell us your name, where you're tuning in from. I'm on my own this evening. I've come out for a little adventure here in Kruisdorp. Adele's at home working on some new videos, and I decided to bring you guys out to this little village. So Kruisdorp, like I say, it lies just south of Willemstad in North Brabant. And it's a small, little, unassuming town that you'd probably have no real major reason to visit. But today I'm going to walk you through it because it's another one of these hidden gems. It's another one of the Hidden Holland hidden gems. But before we do, I'm going to say hello. Good evening, and welcome to the Dutch Way of Life. My name is Bob Buckley, if we haven't already met, and I shall be your guide, your virtual guide. Well, not virtual, I actually exist, but I shall be your virtual guide on this little Dutch village tour of Kruisdorp. Now, the reason why I was late, like I told you, I was meant to start at 8:15, but it's obviously later than 8:15, is I was just setting up the camera over there in Kruisdorp. And it's a small place. There can't be more than like 1,500, 2,000 people, something like that. So I'm setting up the camera ready to go live. And I hear this clomp, clop, clop along the street, right? And I say, oh, that's clogs. There's someone coming towards me. He's got clogs on. So he's coming a bit closer. And I thought, well, he wouldn't be wearing clogs if he wasn't a Kruisdorper. And of course he stopped and he asked me, hey, you making a film? And I spoke to him in English. And I said, yeah, I'm making a film about your village, about Kruisdorp. He said, huh? Because a lot of people are surprised. You know, our mission is to explore and discover what we call Hidden Holland. But a lot of people we meet in these villages are sort of like, oh, wow, interesting. You come to what's about Kruisdorp? But actually, Kruisdorp's got an interesting story, a few interesting stories, in fact. It's on one of the oldest polders in the Netherlands. I think this polder, I think it's called the Engelsbrechtse polder, it was anyway. Poldered in around 1460, 1470. So it's a really old village. It lies north of Steinberge. It was completely washed away in a flood in the 17th century. And it's sort of always been at loggerheads, or it always was a bit at loggerheads with the town of Steinberge, which is just south of Kruisdorp. So I'm going to walk you through the village. It's very tasty, very lekker, very gezellig. And there's a lovely square. There's a couple of churches which are really interesting. But I'm going to spin you around now, and we're going to actually start by looking at this. So Steinberge, see, I've mixed it up now. Kruisdorp doesn't actually have its own town hall. Because Kruisdorp was part of a different gemeente. It was Steinberge and Kruisland. And I think before that it was Kruisdorp and Prinsenland. So there's been a lot of changes in this little town over the years. And I'm going to walk you through, or rather we're going to walk through, and hopefully we're going to see these two churches that are in the village up a little bit closer. It'd be great to hear from you if you're tuning in. It's Wednesday evening, just gone 8:30, and we are in the gezellig Brabants village of Kruisdorp. Let's take a look at that church a little bit closer, shall we? And if you've just joined us, then welcome to the live virtual adventure here in the village. I do want to shout you guys out as much as possible. Adele's not with me, so I'm doing it all on my own today. However, I will do my very best to give you an enjoyable experience of this village. Okay, so who have we got with us walking today? We've got Jean Keller walking with us today. Hi, Jean. We have Carla with us, all the way from Edmonton in Canada. We've got Thea Lothar. Hi, Thea. Look at this. This is the first church we're looking at in Kruisdorp. There's another one, a smaller one, just over the square. But this is the first one. Do you see the beautiful blue sky tonight and this lovely sort of red, pink brick, very representative of the churches around this part of Brabant. Hello, Trudy. Trudy Witteveen van der Poel has joined us. She says, I'm sitting here by the hairdresser watching you and loving it. Super. Hello, Trudy. We will say hello to you. I say we. I'm used to saying we because it's normally Adele and I, but it's a solo trip today. I often get the need to just come out and explore here in the Netherlands. I was away for 7 years, such a long time that now we're back again and doing what we're doing. I sort of want to make the most of it, as I'm sure you would if you were here. So drop a little comment, introduce yourself. If you haven't been onto the channel before, then this is a sort of a live, interactive, immersive, intimate virtual tour experience. We do these more or less every week, and sort of our mission to reconnect people outside the country to the Netherlands, whether you were born here and you moved away, or whether you've got Dutch heritage, Dutch roots, maybe you've never actually been to the Netherlands before. Or maybe just like me, you have no Dutch blood whatsoever, but you just absolutely love the country. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people in our community have lived here before. We have a lot of our American colleagues who lived on the Air Force Base at Kruisdorp. So whatever sort of relationship you have with the Netherlands, you are welcome in our community. You don't have to be Dutch to enjoy the Dutch way of life, which is good news for me. So, Kruisdorp is the first church. Jane O'Brien's with us. Hi, Jane. And Astrid is also here. Astrid Norke. Hi, Astrid, all the way in Canada. So, this is called the St. Joris Paard. Interesting. St. Joris is St. George in Dutch. And it's quite a similar story, St. Joris and St. George. But there's a little path here called the St. Joris Paard, just going around the church here in Kruisdorp. Should we take a look around it? This church is very pretty. If you have any questions about Kruisdorp or you want to know the location, drop it in the comments. And if you're following us, we're right in the centre now on the Markt of Kruisdorp. Hi, Mijanette. Hello, Tina. Great to see you. And Leona van den Dam, Brockville, Canada is in the house. Should we go down the St. Joris Paard? I think we should. Let's do it. This is a gorgeous church. If you have just joined us, we're in Kruisdorp today. It's a little Brabant village, a little North Brabant village, just north of Steinbergen. And our mission is to reach the centre of the village, where there's supposed to be an old water pump and an old church. I've just come around the back of this one here. Wow, can you see those apartments there? They're nice, aren't they? You know what? I'm going to spin back round again, and I think what we'll do is we'll head for the centre of the village, because the church you can see pretty much from everywhere here in Kruisdorp. So, like I said, this village was founded in the 15th century, in the 1400s, on the Engelsbrechtse polder. Engelsbrecht, if I'm not mistaken, was the duke or the count of this area. There was a lot of infighting going on at that time in the Middle Ages, in the medieval period, sort of between 1100 and 1500 here, especially in this part of Brabant. There was a lot of feuding going on with Steinbergen. Steinbergen actually forbid the village of Kruisdorp for having a harbour. because they were afraid that Kruisdorp would get too popular. And curiously enough, there was actually a cult in Kruisdorp, I think during the war, just after the war, and people used to come here and pray for rain, believe it or not, here in Kruisdorp. So maybe we'll see someone praying for rain tonight, but I highly doubt it. Here's a little map for you guys. So this is the Polderland. This up here is Grote Overvlakke. Zeeland is there. Steenbergen is here. This is a beautiful old fortified city, but it was completely destroyed during the war. Steenbergen. You have the village of Dinteloord up here, which is also a sad story. It was bombed by the British 5 days before liberation. So that gives you an idea of roughly the area. And Kruisland is just down here. So I said it was north. It's actually east. My mistake. I thought it was somewhere up there, but it's not. There's Kruisdorp. So we're going to head into the town now and check it out. I mean, for me, this is what I enjoy the most. Is exploring these smaller places here in the Netherlands. I originally set out and I thought, you know what, I'll go to Steenbergen, but as I was driving through Kruisdorp, I was like, well, wait a minute, I think we might have a good candidate for Hidden Holland here. So look, there's the second church. Can you see it? That's where we're headed. Little spire popping over there. Patricia's asking, can you please stop in front of the White House? What, you mean this one here, Patricia? Good to see you, by the way from South Africa. Jane O'Brien says, I wish I could see inside the church. Yeah, me too. That's a lovely old house, isn't it? These streets are sort of lined with a lot of older houses from the 19th century. And then just over the road there, you have a little Dutch snack bar, a little cafeteria. And it's all just so cozy here. The houses are quite low, so when you come into the village, it's all quite tightly packed together, and you get just a nice cozy feeling coming into the villages. Once we get into the square, I think you'll like it even more. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see now the main sort of eatery and restaurant in Kruisdorp called De Commerce. There are a few people sat out there, but it's reasonably quiet. Hello, Sandra Hillebrand is with us. Hello, Kat. Kat's with us. Would you want me to spell the name of the town? It's Kruisdorp. Kruisdorp. It was actually, believe it or not, it was actually called Engelsdorp. Originally, it was called Engelsdorp. But then, because of the religious, there was sort of a couple of churches and a couple of religious movements that stopped here. They changed the name to Kruisdorp. Obviously, Kruis meaning cross in English. Oh, look at this little house here. Hope you got that. That's Kruis. And if you've just tuned in, then we're on a virtual walk through the village of Kruisdorp today. Just a relaxed, nice evening walk. It's very warm here in the Netherlands, lovely sunny summer evening. That's the road out of Kruisdorp, so if we put our binoculars on, you can get an idea of what it looks like going out of the village. Shane's asking, waar is de kroeg? And Diamond's with us as well. Hi, Diamond. Great to see our Explorer Club members with us. I appreciate you guys showing up. It's a spontaneous show tonight. We normally do our shows on a Saturday, but because it's summer, I do like to come out and bring you guys out with us. So this is the marketplace in Kruisdorp. Let's throw the binoculars on. So on the right hand side is a huge terrace, and then on the left hand side is the bar. No doubt we'll get a few people wondering what we're doing, like the very friendly gentleman that I met earlier. And if you have just tuned in, leave a little comment with your name. I'd love to say hi to you. If you don't do that, then I don't know you're with us. You're watching the Hidden Holland road trip with me, Bob Buckley. We're just checking out another village in North Brabant because we can today. Look at these flowers up there. Oh, nice. Woo! Look at that beast. they're out and about. It's mainly agriculture around here. You have a lot of shipping as well because you have the water, the canal. But it's mainly agriculture. And over in Oudenbosch, they have a lot of horticulture as well. Hiya AJ. Hello Albert Kolthoff. Hello Beverly. We're in Kruisdorp today if you've just joined us. Kruisdorp. It's just basically a typical unassuming little Brabant village. It's absolutely gorgeous. Super green, and there's so many flowers around. That's what I really enjoy about the Netherlands in summer for sure. And spring as well, as you just got lots of flowers. I mean, they've done a really nice job here in Kruisdorp of making it cozy and gezellig. If you're enjoying it, do say hello, do drop a little comment. You're watching The Dutch Way of Life. Naja is here. Hi Naja. Hello Caroline. Cat. Just to say Cat Black, it's Kruisdorp, not Kruisdonk. Kruisdonk sounds funny, but it's Kruisdorp, as in village. Just going to look out of the village there at the road, heading out into the polder. It looks very pretty out there. I know there's actually a stately home as well. I say a stately home. It's like, I think it's some sort of castle. You also have a heck of a lot of history of forts and fortifications here in the region. And it's a great place to come if you're interested in the history of the Dutch Revolt, because Kruisdorp was actually involved in the Dutch Revolt, as was Steinbergen and Willemstad. Should we take a walk through? We're headed for the other church. There's two churches in the village. This is nice, isn't it? Can you see this? The trees are very green right now, and there's tons and tons of flowers. Unfortunately, the terrace is quite empty, so if you are out and about, or you're from the region, or you live in the region, or you're in the region just for a visit, then come down to the Commerce in Kruisland. Not bad. This is nice, isn't it? So on the right, these are all residential houses, right? Look at the door. Oh, it's lovely. I love this two-tone colouring that you get in the Netherlands, where they have their houses painted with a light colour and a dark colour. Absolutely love it. Hey, there we go. There's the village pump I was talking to you about. Do love me a good village pump. Hello Jennifer. Jennifer Schroeder's just joined us. Diane's saying, isn't it, Kruisland? Yeah, Kruisland, Kruisdorp. I mean, Kruisland was originally the gemeente, so now I think some people are calling it Kruisdorp. But yeah, it's Kruisland, the dorp in Kruisland. Hi Sonia. Oh, second church found. Look at that, that's gorgeous. Looks like someone might even live there or something. Oh no, it's a museum. Check this out. It's an actual museum. All these old tools and whatnot. I guess it's a museum for old farm tools in the old church. Look at that. Let's keep on walking. Can you hear the birds singing? Singing a Brabant song. Sweet. Let's go and have some more views of this little square here. Check it out. I have been calling it Kruisdorp. It is called Kruisland, but the guy I met also called it Kruisdorp, so I was like, oh, maybe it's called Kruisdorp as well. But yeah, I guess if you're looking for it on a map, it is Kruisland. Look at this. This is beautiful. De Holle Roffel. Ter herinnering aan de heroprichting van deze oude waterpomp uit 1891, die door afbraak in 1926 verspreid is over het dorp en is teruggevonden op 31 mei 1996. That is fascinating. So get this, yeah? This water pump here, made in 1891, was destroyed in 1926, and then they went around the village to find the pieces of the pump, the destroyed pump, and they put it back together 60 years later in 1996. That is pretty special. It's funny because the chap I met as I got out of the car earlier on, here in Kruisland, sorry, not Kruisdorp. Well, he did say Kruisdorp, so I'm not sure. He said to me, you know, what stories have you got about this place? Like, you know, why would you come here? Well, this is a great story. Look, this pump was destroyed, went into pieces, was spread around the village, and then was put back together. I mean, that's pretty special. Made from 1891. I mean, that's pretty special. You can check out as well some of the history of the village and the area, the Dorp, Kruisland. Like I said, it's on one of the oldest polders in the country, as far as I know. Oh look, Hair Studio Jean-Pierre. Not very Dutch, but I love. Look at these gables here. Obviously not your typical sort of Renaissance gables, but they're really nice, huh? Yeah, so basically the polder, I remember now, the polder that this village is on was drained in 1488. Can you believe that? So this area would have been sea back then. There was a major flood in 1421, the so-called St. Elizabeth's flood. And so this area would have been ocean. And in 1488 it was drained by the order of Engelbrecht II of Nassau. And that's why it was called Engelsdorp before it was called Kruisland. And I told you during the Dutch Revolt it was quite an interesting time to be in this part of the country. But apparently in 1580, the local pastor was expelled, and the church here was used by neither the Protestants nor the Catholics. Because it wasn't possible to agree who the church belonged to. So nobody inhabited the church. And apparently only after the Peace of Munster in 1650, 51, the church became Protestant. So it's a proper interesting little place. Nice old house there. And of course we've got this is how the Dutch do recycling. If you've never seen it before, you might have seen these things out on the street and wondered what these are. Well, these are the recycling bins, and this is how we do it. It's a very, very beautiful little village, really clean little town. And then just up there, you've got the little church. There's another story as well. What was it now about? Some sort of cult that was here. Now I have to remember it, because now you're wondering, what's he talking about? That's it, I remember now. So basically, there was a cult in the 19th century, apparently, centred around the Church of St. Lawrence, and until the Second World War, this cult existed, and people came from a long, long way away to Kruisland to basically beg this saint at the church for rain. and it was like basically a sect. Not only local people, but people from all over the country. It's very curious, isn't it? These little villages hold such fascinating stories. And, you know, when people sort of that I meet here in these little places ask me, well, what is so great about this? You know, in the end, there's infinite stories about places like this. I can remember when someone asked me at the beginning of our mission, like, won't you get bored of the Netherlands? Won't you run out of places to visit? And I'm like, no, never, because the stories are the things that matter, and there's tons of stories in this region, especially in this village. And the point of all this is, if nothing else, to give you a nice, relaxing, quiet experience of the Netherlands. Oh, look at that house there. Wherever you are, you might be lying in bed chilling out, or you might be at work bunking off, watching our show. But whatever the case, it's really great to have you guys with me. This is for sale. Look at that. Anybody fancy living there? Oh, that's very... Look at this house. It's for sale. Listen, if you haven't said hi yet, do drop a comment. I can see Alida's joined us. Alida Colline. Hi, Alida. Lauren Hill is also with us. Oh, look. Look what we've got coming. Can you hear it? Ready? Roller skaters. And I think there's some more as well. So Dutch. Hello, Johan. Johan Temmings just joined us, and Joost Vyers is here as well, along with Judy Murray. Adele's not with me this evening. It's just little old me tonight. Oh look, the snack bar's open. I don't have any money though, unfortunately. But if you were with me now, drop a little comment, let me know what you'd order. I bet I know what Joost Vyers would order. I bet Joost would order a frikandel and a patatje mayo. I think that's what Joost's wanting. What do you reckon? Drop a little comment, let us know what you'd have. This is the Restaria het Centrum here in Kruisland, in the Dorp. There we go. A lot of people from abroad, outside the country, love the Dutch snack bars, and I know that they miss them a lot, so you get a little sneak peek. Drop your order in there and who knows, maybe I can send it to you. And if you have just tuned in, you're watching a live virtual evening walk through the village of Kruisland, little Dorp here in North Brabant. Alright, which way shall we go? So we have a choice. We can either go straight on, that's the Brugweg, that way. We can take this little road. Hey, can you hear the dog barking? We can take this little road down here and you can have a little look at the residential area, or we can go up this way, which is the Lange Weg, and it'll take us back up to the place where we started. So, which way do we want to go to finish off today? Lovely place to live, I think. Absolutely gorgeous. Jennifer's wanting a kaas souffle. Johannes is wanting bitterballen. Lauren's wanting a patat mayo. Drop your order in the comments. Lauren's asking, is Adele okay or is she working? She's absolutely fine, Lauren. She is working today on videos for the Explorers Club. And I am out here having a little wander with you guys, bringing you out about to the Netherlands. The whole idea of the channel, you know, I was just talking to a local here, and the whole idea of the channel is to give people a window into the... Oh, that's for sale as well, sorry. To give you a window into the Netherlands. And that's why we come out on these live tours, because I think, honestly, I think it's the best way for you guys to visit the country without leaving your armchair. And I know for sure that there's nowhere else really that you can get like live virtual experiences regularly online And when I was living outside the country, I would have done anything to have a channel like this. Oh, check this out. One for Shane Conway. Laney's Ale and Stout from Dover. Nice, huh? Right, so for the last 5 minutes, I'm going to walk back up this street and maybe we can have a little closer look at the last building, which is the Gemeentehuis of Steenbergen and Kruisland. And if you're lurking, watching the show quietly, not saying anything, hoping I won't notice you, I can see everybody. I can see all 50, 60 of you walking behind me. So the best thing is to introduce yourself, put a little comment now, and tell us where you are in the world, where you're tuning in from, and what your Dutch connection is, because these tours are not just about me coming out here and being the eyes and the ears of the community. They're also about you guys, sharing your stories and sharing your experiences. And, the bells. And another snack bar. Maybe I should go and get some fries. What do you think? Finish off the trip? We've got Jean Coombs Henry on with us, who's just said that house that I showed you before for sale was 1.2 million, so it's affordable for everyone, isn't it? Only kidding. Hi Scott, all the way from Louisiana. Hello Yvonne de Kroon Lynch, who's got family in Utrecht. Nice to see you, Yvonne, you're often with us on the tour. Scott's actually a member of our Explorer Club. All the way from Louisiana, researching his Dutch family, and you came to one of our monthly meetups, Scott. Do try and come to the next one, man. We'd love to see you there. It's a gorgeous house, isn't it? Oh, Judy's just commented, all the way from California. She says, my grandparents are from Holland. Very cool. Michael Ebanks says, my mum was from Utrecht. And Dixie van Amerongen is watching from Ontario, Canada. And it's her birthday today. So, for that reason, Dixie, for one of the only times ever, you are going to hear me sing happy birthday to you, Dixie van Amerongen, because I know you've been a bit under weather recently. And we've messaged each other and you haven't been so well. So, if it's your birthday, first of all, happy birthday. And second of all, lang zal ze leven, lang zal ze leven, lang zal ze leven in de gloria, in de gloria, in de gloria. Especially for you, Dixie. That woman walking past looked at me like, what the heck's he doing, singing happy birthday to a camera? They're not really used to people walking around with cameras here and vlogging and whatnot in little villages like Kruisland, but I hope you get a feeling of it. The sun's going down now, the skies are completely blue. It's like 19, 20, 21 degrees, maybe a bit warmer than that, maybe 22. Maybe I've got my wallet with me and we can go in the snack bar and have something, let's see. Yeah, I will do. I've got some money. Should we go in the snack bar to finish off? I'll ask him if I can take my camera. Hoi. Vraagje. Ik maak een kleine filmpje over het dorp. Kan ik wel hier binnen filmen en iets bestellen? Gaat niet?
Nee.
Kan ik iets bestellen hier van buiten?
Ja hoor.
Ja, patatje, mayo en kroketje?
Klein, middel of groot?
Middel.
Middeltje.
En een cola, hè?
En een cola.
Prima. Right, great. So we've ordered, we're getting some fries, getting a little croquette, a little Coke, here at the, where are we? Cafeteria at Vosje, the Fox, Cafeteria at Fox in the village of Kruisland. We've had a little walk around. There is more of the village, it spreads out a little bit further, but it's mainly residential. Hey man, thank you.
Middeltje met kroketje en een cola.
Ja, prima.
Komt eraan.
Dankjewel. and I'm about to get something to eat. So let me know what you'd have if you were with me. I'm actually going to sit down now and see who's joined us at the end of the tour. If you've made it, well done. That was the village of Kruisland. Pretty nice, eh? So I'm going to wait for my food. I'm pretty hungry. There's snack bars and cafeterias like this in all the smaller villages in the Netherlands, and if you do end up coming out here and, you know, in the next sort of 6-12 months and visiting the country, I cannot recommend more to come out to a village or villages like this. And don't always try and plan it either. Come out to these villages, be open to what's there, and talk to people, ask people things, sit down at the snack bar. And, you know, although there is McDonald's and all those sort of restaurants here, which is fine, I don't have any ideological issue with them, you can't beat the snack bar. You cannot beat the snack bar, whether you're a fan of croquettes or fricandel or just a nice patatje mayo. So my recommendation is, if you're coming out to the Netherlands, come out to the little villages like Kruisland, like our village Moedijk, and see what the Dutch have built. You know, see the heart of the country. Get out of Amsterdam, get out of the bigger cities, and just explore. This country is such a great country to explore, especially by car. I did a video a few days ago. You can check it out on the Facebook page. The 3 best times to come to the Netherlands. But if you hire a car, you can come to places like this, and you get to see all sorts that you would not see if you stayed in Amsterdam, if you stayed in that big build-up area up in the Randstad. And so I'm just hoping that when you can come back and when everyone else can come back to the Netherlands, that you will take my advice and come out to see Hidden Holland, or in our case, Hidden Brabant. Hello Willeke, you've just joined, by the way. Willeke says, I would have a croquetje. Well, I'll order you one. Can Willeke have a croquetje for Willeke, eh? Yeah, prima. I've ordered it, don't worry. Yvonne's still with us. Good to see you. She's drying out from a tropical, tropical storm Elsa. Johannes is still with us. Gwen Thompson, croquettes are my favourite. Listen, I'd love you guys to be out here, and we are planning a retreat next year for, I think, like 12-15 people. And one of the things we're going to build into the retreat is visiting a snack bar quite regularly. And, you know, maybe we'll do 12-day retreat and we'll bring you out to a snack bar, because it's just such a great experience. They're generally always great service, especially if they're little village snack bars, because they have to be good. Otherwise the locals don't come. So it's a nice experience to come out to Hidden Holland and just chill out and have some fries and sit here. So I'm in Kruisland, in case you're wondering. You might have just joined. I see Ronald is with us, or Ronald Osthausen, all the way from South Africa. Alida's with us as well. Jennifer says, if you can rent your own vehicle, take a drive to a random place that looks interesting. That is my advice. That is absolutely my advice. So I think we're going to finish now. That was the village of Kruisland. I was calling it Kruisdorp because the chap I met called it Kruisdorp, but maybe I misheard him. It was Kruisland. Between Steenbergen, Roosendaal, Feyenoord, Willemstad. You can check it out on the map. I'd love to hear from you if you enjoyed the trip. If you're from this village, then also let me know in the comments. You've been watching The Dutch Way of Life. This was the Hidden Holland road trip. I think we've done a nice little job tonight. We checked out the village. There's all sorts of farm vehicles, but it's a really rural Dutch place. We're on one of the oldest polders in the Netherlands, and you've been watching The Dutch Way. So just to finish, just want to say thanks to all our Explorer Club members who've joined the trip, but not only for that, for supporting us, for becoming members, for paying your dues, and helping us continue to do these amazing tours. Everybody who decides to join the Explorers Club, each one of you are contributing to the community and helping us to continue to explore and discover Hidden Holland and bring people like yourselves back to the Netherlands. And so if you're watching and you're not an Explorer Club member, number one, become one. Join up, it's great. We have all sorts of fun. But number two, just drop a comment and thank our Explorer Club members for making this possible, because Adele and I have been out here now for 2 years. We're on a mission to uncover hidden Holland. We're actually in a newspaper tonight. I'll share it on the page later on. And it's because of you guys that we're able to do this. So wherever you are in the world, Canada, South Africa, the USA, Australia, I'm just very grateful you were here. I hope you enjoyed Kruisland. I'm going to chow down now on my fries and on my croquette. So until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and keep it Dutch.